Hi, Mr. Fu. Welcome to the National Careers Choice and the Policymaker Online News column. Please tell us more about what's happening right now, the trends in Asia. The employment rates seems to drop somehow, one way or another. What can policymakers do about it, and what kind of advice would you give for the private sector?
Right now, what we see in Asia is a deceleration in the economic trends and the economic activity, and this is also leading to some labor market impacts. What we see, on the one hand, because of the lag in the labor markets, we do see that some unemployment rates are falling in some countries. However, what we're concerned about is that there's very high levels of poor quality jobs still remain in the Asia region. A lot of this is reflected in vulnerable workers, those who are working on their own account or as unpaid family workers. So a lot of our concerns are focused on the low quality jobs as well as the unemployed for young people as well. In terms of the private sector, it's going to be very important for the private sector to really support the recovery by looking at ways to expand investments and to really boost hiring again to sustain the recovery and boost hiring in ways that are going to be able to provide high quality jobs, especially for the young workers in the Asia region.
What about the Silver Age? There's been a lot of activity going on in Japan and Korea where they're trying to improve the lives of the Silver Age. Is that truly evident, and what kind of best practices can other Asian countries adopt?
The aging issue is a major concern for a number of countries, not only Japan and Korea, but also even some of the countries that oftentimes people may not think of as aging countries, such as Thailand, Singapore, China as well. There are a number of factors that are going to be important in terms of lifelong skills training, finding incentives to keep older workers into the workforce and to enhance participation, as well as looking at ways of improving participation of women workers in the labor markets. All these will be very important. In addition to that, it's important to look at social security systems and making sure that old age pensions and old age security is there and provided for these societies. And another important one is to look at migration policies and looking at how we can support migration from countries in Asia where we have high labor force growth and be able to have migrant workers come to some of the Asian societies where we're having labor shortages to support growth in these countries.
For the women in Asia, poverty is a issue in many parts of, especially Southeast Asia, in Indonesia and Thailand and Cambodia, and over perhaps Myanmar as well. Is there any resolve to policymakers that and their attempts to improve the quality of life?
I think a key factor in terms of improving the quality of life and looking at issues of poverty as well as issues of inequality that we see in a lot of these countries is looking at labor market institutions, looking at the process of whether or not the labor laws, legal institutions are in place to support workers in the workplace, as well as making a conducive environment for businesses in terms of investments and to drive competitiveness as well. With that said, it's also important for industrial relations to ensure that workers benefit from the productive gains in the workplace and to ensure that incomes and wages can really reflect the work done by workers and to support the reduction of poverty as well as the reduction of inequality.
Well, thank you, sir. And once again, thank you for being with us at the National Careers Choice and the Policymaker column.
Thank you very much.